Hey people, welcome back to Bricks with Tips. As you know, this is a limited series about our move to Dubai.
And how we can help you do a really efficient move to Dubai as well. So we've done a video on what you need to stay in Dubai, who can stay in Dubai. Today's video is about things you can do before you move to Dubai, because a lot of people are thinking about this move, and what we want to do, we want to inspire, we want to educate, we want to entertain, and also just inform you guys about the process. And one trick that people often miss is, what can you do before you move to Dubai to be as efficient as possible? Now, as you know, and as we've said before, we are making these videos to help you save time and money, and hopefully we do so. So let's get into it. What can you do before you move to Dubai? And what should we start with?
Let's start with visas.
Okay, cool.
What you actually need to be able to stay here. So we had help with acquiring our visas, and all of that was done back in the UK.
Yeah, all of it was done in the UK. I'd say that we completed 80% of the process in the UK, all via WhatsApp. Super convenient, basically. Like, we just WhatsApped our contacts. Keely at Your Visa UAE will leave her details below. And what we managed to do via that is get our visas in place, so that when we came to Dubai for that week, all we had to do was our medicals and our biometric. Well, all you had to do was your biometric and medical, and you had your residence visa as well as your Emirates ID. So super quick, guys. If you don't, with an employment visa, your employer sorts it out for you. But if you're getting a business visa, or a family visa, or even a golden visa, a lot of it can be done beforehand. So that concludes visas. What else can you do beforehand as well? Documents was a big one, right?
Documents, yeah. Make sure you've got all your documents ready. They will need to be attested by the government. So if you're married, make sure you've got your marriage certificate, your children, their birth certificates. All those documents will need to be attested.
And also employment documents as well. So like your degree, or if you've got like a PhD or something like that, they're going to want to see it. It's going to need to be attested. And we'll go into the process of that. But just to give people a quick insight, a lot of the time it has to be signed by a solicitor, attested by the UK government in the UK, attested by the UAE in the UK, and then also attested out here in the UAE. But we will get into that. But that is another huge thing that you can do before you move out here.
So dig it out. If you know you want to come over, just dig them out from early, so you're not rummaging through the document file.
Tell them about our experience.
Yeah.
We found a marriage certificate, and it didn't have a signature at the bottom. Now, it doesn't mean that it's not legalized or anything. I think someone just forgot to sign it. And we had a little bit of a panic mode, right? Antoinette was panicking. You know me, I don't panic. I'm a problem solver, innit? And I was thinking, if we're not legally married, we'll just go registry, bang it out.
No, do you know what it was?
We're 6 years deep as well.
I was so confused. I was like, so what? We haven't actually been married for 6 years then? Like, I was confused, but we got it sorted out. I think it was just
It was just an admin thing. So all we did, I think I paid like £30 to get a new one sent out, which had everything on it. If that ever happens to you, you just go to the civic office, because we did everything like we were supposed to. Went to the registry office and everything. Just go to the civic office and apply, and they'll send out a new one, and it had everything that it needed to have on it. Next up, really big one, researching neighborhoods.
Yes, so we are researchers by nature. We did a lot of research on where we wanted to live as a family of 4. We looked into a number of communities before we came here, and I was really pleasantly surprised by the fact that everything that we looked up online, whether it be YouTube videos, Google, whatever it was, we came here and it was giving like for like. You know, that Instagram thing where it's like what I asked for versus what I got. That's what we got. We got it to the T. Like, we were really happy with what we came to visit when we hit the ground. Now, in the UK, we did narrow it down to about 3 or 4 communities that we thought would be appropriate and welcoming and and just suitable for a family of 4. And then when we got here in November, we actually visited, I don't think we visited all of them. I think we were really happy with 2 or 3. Did we?
3. So we narrowed it down to 4 from the UK.
Yeah.
And we visited 3.
And we visited 3 because we were just like, it was perfect. All 3 were given what we wanted. And then we just asked ourselves more questions.
Tick box.
Yeah, we did a tick box exercise of what we really wanted, what we weren't going to compromise on. And then we made our decision based on, you know, what was most important, which was the kids, what was around for the kids, i.e. facilities like the park, the pool, the school. Are there other children around in the neighborhood from just walking around and stuff like that?
Yeah.
And then we made our final decision. But a lot of that, narrowing it down to 3-4 communities back from the UK, saved us a lot of time and a lot of money as well.
Yeah, because when you think about it, if you had to come out to Dubai and research communities from scratch, you'd have to like sit down with advisors.
Yeah.
You'd have to start paying for Ubers. You'd pay longer for accommodation and so on and so forth. Whereas, and I'll let you know the ways that we researched.
My arm was hurting.
Sorry, we swapped. Antoinette's arm was hurting. So the way that we researched was watching YouTube videos. Oh, we didn't start with YouTube videos. We watched YouTube videos after knowing the communities that we wanted, basically. So we asked friends, which is a good way. You guys have got us as friends. So in the video to come about accommodation, we don't want to spend too much time on accommodation, but we'll talk about the areas that we considered. And it was a list of 10, which we boiled down to 3, and then finally decided on 1. You kind of think like flats versus apartments. You start watching videos of them on YouTube. You go on the property finder by you or Dubizzle listings, read about them, watch 3D tours, so on and so forth, basically, until you get to your decision. So that's kind of how we thought about properties and how we kind of started basing our decision on where we wanted to live. So super, super important for you to do that before you get out here.
100%.
Next thing that's super important if you are a family, because this series is kind of like directed at families, but it's for everybody, is schools/nurseries. Guys, do your research. Once again, you want to start off with recommendations, and we will give recommendations as well in our video that's going to be about schools and education. But guys, recommendations are super, super important. And then you can use stuff like Google. I'll just give you off the top of my head. There are schools like GEMS who, they have many schools across the UAE. They're really, really big. There's a KDHA rating that schools have that has a ranking, kind of like Ofsted, and you can look at that as well. Typically, if you're coming from the UK, you would be looking at British schools, and there is a fee involved.
Yeah.
So start getting familiar with the fees as well, basically.
Yeah, start off with recommendations, but also write a list of what you want from the schools for your children as well. We were quite fortunate where we've got 2 teacher friends back in the UK, and they were like, this is important, that is important. And these were things that we didn't really, I wouldn't say not consider, but they're things that we wanted to make sure were in Dubai as well, in the Dubai schools, in the British version of the schools as well. So that's quite important. And yeah, get familiar with the fees, with the class sizes as well, with all the activities that they have to offer. And I'm going to be honest, most of the schools that we went to have a lot of activities to offer.
Yeah.
So back in the UK, where you would probably do weekend classes or after school classes for extracurriculum activities, they are all embedded in the schools. So for example, we've got ballet and swimming in the schools. That's just 2 of the activities in our daughter's schools.
I mean, when you go to various schools, sorry to jump in, you'll hear about things like horse riding, debate class, like a number of different things. But we'll go through all of that in the schools video. Guys, do the research, super, super important. And then it just means that when you get out here, because you'll have to do school tours, right?
You'll do school tours, and actually it's really important because that may actually impact where you want to live as well.
Exactly that. Super, super important, gem that Antoinette dropped there. But the key thing is that you don't want to have to come to Dubai on a vacation and have to tour 12 schools. That doesn't make any sense. Try and decide in theory, watching YouTube videos again, reading reviews online. Just type in the school's name into Google and then just go into Google reviews. People will type Google reviews, super, super important, and it's going to help you make your decision. Right, guys, so it's a sunny day. We said we're going to go for a walk. I don't have my watch. Well, it's always a sunny day, isn't it?
It's always a sunny day. And do you know what? I'm going to keep it a buck. My skin is struggling with the sun, the heat.
It's adjusting, isn't it? It's adjusting. But guys, the next thing we're going to say is things that you could do before packing. You know what they say? You fail to prepare to fail. You don't want to decide to move and then you're like, oh, damn, what am I going to do about packing? And if you decide late, you're probably going to have to ship your items, which can take 3-4 months. And then what happens when you ship your items and it takes 3-4 months or 2 months even, is that you end up just buying stuff. Like you can't go 2 months without a sofa, so you buy a sofa while you've got your sofa from home coming in a shipping container.
Yeah.
Plan ahead, basically.
Yeah.
What we actually decided, and there's no right or wrong way, we just want you to plan. What we actually decided is that, as Antoinette mentioned previously, we all of a sudden decided that we're going to change our holiday to a holiday to Dubai, to a period where we come and sort everything out.
Yeah.
So we brought suitcases in November, brought more suitcases when we came for Christmas family holiday in December, and then we brought 16 suitcases when we came in January.
Yeah.
And that was the final one. Now, the 16 suitcases, we flew business, so we were able to take 4 pieces of hand luggage each as a family and 8 pieces of suitcases, and we paid extra for a couple other ones as well. And then we were able to bring car seats for free and things like that as well. But guys, please plan ahead when it comes to packing.
Yes, I agree. And make sure you've got someone that can pack well as well, because I can't pack. I don't pack well at all.
Antoinette will say her bag is full. It's hella light, hella space, hella empty. I'm good at packing, but I get my mum to come around as well.
Yeah, mum was great.
She goes crazy with it.
Mum was great, yeah. And just, you know, I'm a hoarder, so I found the process quite tough. I was packing everything. Like, if I could have boxed the whole house, I would have. But yeah, I had to let go of my good pot, my good cast iron pots. I tried to pack them, but yeah, I say that just to say, you know, think about what you can just buy again. And that's if you're not taking a container. There is a cost to containers as well as it taking a long period of time. So just think about those things. And yeah, just take what you need, because it's Dubai. You can get anything you want in Dubai, really.
Yeah, and the final thing I'll say is that a lot of people say, guys, if you're packing your cutlery, you're packing too much.
No, for real.
Facts.
For real.
So next up, we have what to do with your home. Now, this is a big one, and as property people, we thought we would include this in here. Guys, start planning what you want to do with your home. If you are selling it, if you are renting it out. If you are renting out, you may need to get some things in place that you didn't have in place before. So, for example, if you own your home, you don't need an EPC rating of C. You don't necessarily need an electric safety certificate or a gas safety certificate. But if you are turning into a landlord because you are moving country, then you will need all of these things in place. So make sure you get them. We will put a checklist in the comments below of things that you need for a rented property. You'll probably need them for a property that you're selling as well. So the checklist will also be really good in the description below. And then the final thing is, the very final thing of how to prep before you come is communities.
Yeah.
WhatsApp groups, Facebook groups, you must have heard about them. They are so useful. I mean, even for our community alone, there must be like 7 groups that I'm in. Buy and sell, football, I don't know, whatever it may be.
There's everything, and they're so useful. I don't like groups.
She hates them.
I hate them. Like, it's too much. But the groups for setting up in Dubai, fantastic. The gems, like even the community feel, like the sharing of knowledge, even with whether it's events or someone's got a pot that they want to get rid of, or whatever it is, where to go, jobs, schools, activities for your children. Like, there's a baking class that's happening that I'm going to take the girls to, and all of that came from the groups. Do you get what I mean? And you can mute your groups. I mute them, admittedly, and I pop my head in once in a while. And when I do pop my head in, fantastic gems in there.
Yeah, so a lot of really good groups. We'll see if we can put some in the description as well, with permission of the group admins as well. But guys, that concludes the video of things that you can do before. Make sure you stay tuned on this limited series where we're going to go through neighborhoods in full, schools in full, bank accounts in full, all of the things that you need to know to get started in Dubai. And guys, look, we filmed this while walking outside. We filmed the previous video at the desk. Let us know which one you prefer for this series. Drop a comment below. Let us know which one you prefer, and we'll see you on the next one.
We'll see you on the next one.
Yeah, guys, it's 11 a.m. So it's about 7 a.m. in the UK. So I guess it's time for us to get to work. Peace.